We did do a Lush video like a couple of months ago, and around that time actually I worked at Lush as a seasonal sales ambassador, whatever you want to call it, just for the holiday for some extra chickadee change. Thought that it would be a really cool idea to do a video on what it's like to work at Lush. A lot of people, like, I feel like, just want to know like the environment, what you can expect, perks and things like that. So working for Lush, I would say out of all the seasonal jobs or like sales jobs that I've had, was definitely the best experience for me, just because it's very team oriented. It's very people are just cool, and it's just like kind of whatever, you know, just flow. But if you do not have an outgoing personality, if you do not have a very salesy personality, Lush is not for you, and I'm going to tell you why. So when you are, first of all, let's start from the beginning. So during the interviewing process, they do group interviews. So what that looks like is it's almost like an interviewing session, an interviewing class, an interviewing experience, so to speak. I love the word experience. So everyone that's applying for the job basically comes to that location, and then they ask you questions and you answer them in a group. So it's best for you to also like get your answer out first, so no one steals your answer. I mean, if they do steal your answer, like, that just looks bad on them, you know. But you can get your answers out first, and then they also make you do like a sales, like how you would sell something to someone. And they just want to see that you have sales potential, you have salesman like qualities, things like that. And they obviously ask you just basic stuff on like what their mission means to you, why it resonates with you, things like that. Then they ask you like your availability, blah blah blah, all that fun stuff. And then they pretty much called me a couple of days. I was expecting to get the job just because I have a lot of sales experience and I'm a very good persuasive salesy person. So that was kind of like, I wasn't in shock by that. But once you get there, if you are not a salesy person, why it would not work for you, they want you to be in everybody's face. And that's one thing I necessarily did not like about Lush. Like, they want you to engage in conversations. Number one, that's fine because that's what you're there to do, sell. But they want you to be like, okay, oh, this is blah blah blah, and this is blah blah blah, and this is going to do this and that. And if they're not interested, you still kind of have to like pry and see why they're not interested. And if you don't give them a good enough reason, they're like, okay, well, I want you to go back into the interaction and find out more information. And it kind of just becomes awkward between you and the customer, because it's like they clearly don't want it. They like, you can read off of people's body energy and their vibe, and if they don't want it, they don't want it. But that's not good enough for them. Like, if they want you to talk to everybody in that store and sell to everybody in that store, that's the thing. So it's one thing for you to be friendly and talk to everybody in the store because that's what you're there to do, but they want you to sell to everybody. And some people, honestly, they just go into stores to look. But if you ask them like, what are we looking for, blah blah blah, some people just like, I'm just looking, and they want the interaction to stop there. Some people don't like to talk to people. Some people don't want help. But when you're going into Lush, that's why if you see people like constantly at you, that's why, because they want you to be, and they expect you to be like that. So that's my only flaw with them. It's just like, okay, well, they don't want to be talked to, and I understand like not wanting to be talked to in a retail setting, but you know, that it is what it is. That's their structure. So if you don't like that, don't apply for that. But I will say one of the definite perks of working at Lush is their discount. Baby, their discount is 50% off, and they never have sales. The only sale that they do have is at the end of the year when they're trying to get rid of all the Christmas stuff, and it's like a one-day thing, and you got to get there like 8 a.m. in the morning, wait in a line. And it's 50% off, or it's 50% off of the Christmas stuff after, you know, Christmas has happened, things like that. But you regularly, as an employee, get 50% off, and it's like off of everything, and it's so nice. And what's really good too is you can take as many samples as you want. So if you want to try stuff out while it's slow, you can literally go around and just make yourself samples of everything. Like, that was literally the best thing. I'm like, I would literally try everything, and they want you to do that too, because then you know more about the product, you know how it feels, you know how it smells, things like that. So they encourage you to take samples, which is super cool. And they just have it's a very like upbeat, positive environment, and you go home smelling so good. Like, when I would leave, I would be in my car and I'd be like, I just smell so good. You just always smell good. And I was always like moisturized, and I was always soft. It's just a great thing. But I would definitely say that was the hugest perk, is 50% off. And the biggest downfall, I think, is just how their sales approach, how like very like in your face you have to be. But I would also say, like, just working for them as a company, it seems like they have just a really good culture, and good people working for them. And people are really invested in the company, which says a lot about the company as a whole. And honestly, it's nice to work for a company that you stand by their products and you like their products. So it was also kind of dangerous for me too, because I bought everything. Like, if you saw in the last video that I had, I literally bought probably the entire store. Which, even though it's 50% off, it's still a lot of money, but I guess I was balling back then. I was just whatever. But on to the products. I said, you know, I'm gonna talk about what it's like to work at Lush, but also some products that I recently got. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I should tell you about working for them. If you're full-time, I think actually if you're full-time and part-time, they do offer health benefits. And it's pretty good insurance. I didn't use it just because I already have my own. And then their pay, honestly, I don't want to like disclose the pay, but like, it's minimum wage. So whatever your state is, it's probably what it is, a little bit above minimum wage, should I say. So it's nothing crazy. It's definitely just like, for me anyway, it was a side thing, because I wanted to, number one, I knew they were going to have some type of discount, and I didn't know what the discount was going to be. And I just wanted extra money, and I wanted to work in the mall. So I was like, let me just do that. But I was so glad to find out it was 50% off. I can't get over that. 50% off. No company even does that, like 50% off. Anyway, hours, honestly, they were pretty flexible with like your hours and schedule and things like that. The shifts for me honestly went by really fast. As long as you're constantly moving and helping people, I feel like this with any job, it goes by pretty quickly. And yeah, I mean, that's all I can say. So I'm going to show you the products, you know what I mean? Let's get into the products. It'll be back next year for Mother's Day, but it's the Mamma Mia. First of all, it smells so good. I'm a huge person for like body exfoliators. I love to exfoliate. I know you're not supposed to exfoliate every day. On my face, I definitely do not exfoliate every day, but my body, I'm not gonna lie to you, I do. Just because I want to be soft and I like being soft, and I want this dead skin cells to go away. You know, like, why wouldn't I not do it every day? But these aren't like super abrasive where it's like cutting my skin, and I am really soft, so it's working. But go ahead and smell her. Oh, I know. You can smell the beautiful grapefruit puree, and the bergamot. Oh, it smells so good. And she's pink. I used to love pink, but not so much. But anyway, it smells super good. It also has like a brightening. Not only is it a good exfoliator, but it also has some brightening properties because of the grapefruit. And there's some other, I think, like citrus stuff in here. That's another thing, actually, working at Lush. You have to know all of the ingredients. And so when I say that, they actually train you a little bit. It's not like intensive, right? I guess it could be kind of intensive to some people, but you have to know what ingredients do and what they are, the purpose, I guess, what they do. So you can kind of group things like citrus does one thing, this does one thing, that does one thing, which is really good, and it's helping me now in my aesthetics career. But you definitely need to know like ingredients and products very well. You are expected to know ingredients and products. So yeah. I had to learn it quickly too, because I was seasonal, like I said. But if you have a good memory, it's a good job for you. Is that I love anything rose and vanilla. Like, I probably, if I could have no other scent in life, it would be just rose and vanilla, because that's just what resonates with me as a person. Like, that's just me. So I'm going to show you all the products that I have that have a rose and vanilla that I got from Lush. So, of course, rose jam. So, funny story about this. I had bought it back in December when I was working at Lush. And I paid half off. I think this is like $50, $60. I don't remember. And I had it on my floor, and I accidentally stepped on it, and it spilled over all of my stuff, over all of the floor. It was gone. I was pissed. I mean, my clothes smelled good, but it was like also too strong because it was just like saturated in like the in the fragrance. But I was more upset that the bottle had cracked and I had it on the floor and I wasted money. So I had to buy it again. Yeah. Anyway, I also have the shower gel. And this one is just like, it has the same scent as this one. I usually just get this size because I don't need a huge big container, and this is really good still for me for travel if I want to take it away with me. This is self-preserving and vegan, and like I said, this has vanilla and rose notes in it. It also has argan oil, which I love and my skin loves. Yeah, and this is just like, if you love to smell like roses and vanilla, stop what you're doing, go add this to your cart. I'm sorry, that's going to keep it there. Then I also have the massage bar. Love this. This is really good for giving people massages, giving yourself a massage. You can use this as a body butter, body cream. Yes. And that one's called, I think it's called Pearl Massage Bar. And this one's Each Peach massage bar. Very citrus, very relaxing, very just massage-like. And then we also have the Rose Jam soap, which is my favorite soap. This soap is sulfate-free, and it's a little mushier. And so because it's mushier, you don't necessarily get like a full lather, but it's still definitely moisturizing and cleansing, which is why I like this soap, because it's not stripping and you still smell it on your skin afterwards. So this soap is considered one of their— Sorry, so my friend just called me and she was interrupting me. Okay. So this is a rose argan soap, and like I said, it is a gourmet soap and it's sold by the pound, so this is one of their more expensive soaps, but it's worth it because it smells really good. Body or bath oils, and how these work, you basically just drop it in the tub, and these are the floating island ones, and they have like a lot of shea butter and cocoa butter, and so it makes like your bath more moisturizing and just a fun experience. This is I want to say it's creamsicle. It's the citrus one. I don't remember the name, to be honest with you. And then we have, of course, my coveted, most prized possession, my favorite thing, one of my favorite things in the entire world, Scrubby. I can't even say enough things about Scrubby. This is like one of my favorite products, and we've already gone to depth about that in another video. And then we have the cherry lip scrub. This literally smells like cherry medicine. It's not my favorite. It's not my least favorite. It's just a scrub, to be honest. Like, it's not life-changing. It's not, by any means go out and get it today. But it's definitely still a good product. And then we also have, last but not least, we have pumice power, which is really good for like if you have dead skin on your feet and you want to just massage that off, or you just want your feet to be softer. Like I said, I'm a huge person for just like body exfoliation in general, so I love anything with exfoliation just so I can be as soft as possible. But yeah, that is my Lush haul / what it's like to work at Lush. If you have any other questions, comments, concerns, please leave them in the comment box and I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. And that's all I really have for today, guys. So we will see you next time.